Hello everyone, this is the Animation Fanatic, and today we're going to talk about Avatar: The Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 4! Book 4, Episode 4. Another great episode today, not today, on Friday. This one kind of following, taking, sort of a lighter tone, but also following the double story structure. We got Korra's story, which is sort of the lesser story actually in this episode, and we've got the story of Tenzin's kids, who get a lot of focus and development kind of on their personalities so far. And this is actually pretty. Basically, the episode is following them trying to search for Korra, and this is pretty cool because Tenzin's kids have gotten development, particularly Jinora and Milo, but they haven't always gotten a ton. You know, the focus, it's called The Legend of Korra. The focus is mainly Korra. And so that means that the kids can get a little left out. I mean, we know stuff about them. We've learned about their personalities and whatnot, but they can get glanced over. Now, as I said, Jinora's gotten a lot of focus in last season, season before that, a little less than the season before that. Milo's gotten a decent amount of comic relief focus, and that kind of continues here. He's still comic relief a lot. But Iki hasn't really gotten had too much attention paid to her. And as the middle child, that's kind of interesting. And it was nice to see not only their interactions together, but also not only how they felt about each other, but also their interactions by themselves. It was interesting to see how Milo's trying to be kind of grown up, kind of trying to take his mission really seriously and really beating up on Iki and Jinora, especially Iki, and how Jinora's trying to sort of take the high road and try to be leader, but also try to connect and find Korra spiritually. And Iki's just wanted to make the experience like kind of not really fun, I guess, but just sort of a family activity. And she gets annoyed by Milo's bossiness and Jinora's just high roadness, like Jinora being special, I guess. And she just gets annoyed with her siblings and goes and runs off. And like I said, it's cool to see more development for her. It's also cool that when she runs into two of Kuvira's soldiers who are near the swamp. By the way, the swamp is not actually occupied by any soldiers, although it is still occupied by swamp benders, as we found out earlier. But anyway, they're living near the edge of the swamp, but they've been left behind since Kuvira is apparently marching her entire army to Zaofu to go capture it and take it from the Metal Clan. Apparently that will give her complete control of the Earth Kingdom. Well, the Earth Kingdom outside of the Republic City's area. Now, the soldiers capture Iki, which actually leads to an interesting question. How many of Kuvira's soldiers are Earthbenders and non-Earthbenders, or how many are Metal Benders, what I would question. We know Kuvira's a Metal Bender, so likewise she's an Earthbender. We know Bolin's an Earthbender. How many of our other soldiers are? Because the two soldiers that capture Iki, one of them is an Earthbender. The other one, I'm guessing, isn't, because he doesn't bend in the episode. But yeah, they capture her. It's kind of funny because Iki is actually really shows that she's pretty smart here. It looks like she's been captured, but really she's just sticking around because she wants to. She could get away at any time. She's just there to get information from them, and because she wants to be away from her siblings for a while. The only time I guess she was really in danger was when they grabbed her with the rock. But yeah, that was actually pretty cool. Now Korra is still having a grand old Yoda time with Toph. That's still really funny, and still trying to reconnect with Rava spiritually. Now she wanders through the woods to go looking for mushrooms, and something that answered actually a lot of the questions that I'd had before happens. As she goes through some bushes, she goes through some trees, she sees herself being attacked by Amon when Amon was taking her bending. Then she sees the fight with Unalaq. Then she sees the fight with Zahir. And that's really interesting. And as I said before, why did the fight with Zahir traumatize her so much? What was the big deal with that fight? Was it because she thought her father was dead? Was it because she got so badly injured that she couldn't walk? I don't know. What was the big deal with that? And the deal the big deal was not necessarily the fight with Zahir, although when she flashes back later, she still flashes to the Zahir fight. But it was less Zahir than it was the fact that, yeah, she doesn't want to get hurt again. And when she fought all of those people, people that she loved got hurt, she got hurt, and maybe that's why she wasn't able to remove the medal, why she's been disconnected. Because deep down inside, she doesn't want to be the Avatar because of all the painful things that can happen. But the thing is, when the kids come back, they tell her, the world needs you. Now it's cool when they're wandering around, they're looking for the Avatar. One guy says, oh, we have an Avatar? I didn't even know that. And that sort of reinforces the point that Korra's, been gone a long time, and why, I don't know if she'd heard stuff like that when she was traveling, but why she might think, does the world really need me anymore? Am I necessary? And I hope they continue with that theme. Like, does the world... That's been kind of the theme of the whole series, but I hope they continue with that. Like, really, does the world need the Avatar? And that's sort of the question that she asked. Does the world really need me? Am I doing more harm than good? And I like it also how Toph kind of explains the ideologies of the different characters, kind of laying them all out. Amon believed in equality, Unalaq believed in faith, Zahir in freedom, anarchy, and how they took their ideologies all to incredible extremes. So that's why Korra kind of has to provide balance. She has to be the one who balances things out. So she finally reconnects with Rava, and the kids and her go fly off into the sunset, and Toph is happy because she can have some peace and quiet. Now, what I'm excited about is next week's episode. I know I said that the week before, but every episode makes me excited about the next week's, and the next week's, and the next week's. I'm excited because next week we're going to see what happens at Zaofu. Is Kuvira going to be able to capture Zaofu? How is she going to do it? And what are the consequences going to be? What about that spirit root that Varric has? What's going to happen? I don't know, but I am excited to find out.